Hi, this is All the Science, the science podcast that describes an interesting aspect of science in 5 minutes or less. I'm Owen, and I'm the guest podcaster for this episode on life in our solar system. Now, as you probably all know, there are a lot of moons and planets in our solar system, ranging in all shapes and sizes, although most are completely inhospitable to life, either with thin atmospheres, frozen barren wastelands, or just strange chemical makeups. Although some, if not surprising too, are capable of holding their own life, and may do so. Although the life on it may be microscopic and completely different than our own, it still is life. I'll give you some insight into a few of these so you can hopefully learn something. First off, I'll talk about Titan, Saturn's largest moon. On the surface of Titan, it has vast hydrocarbon lakes. Research has shown that organisms on Earth have been found to survive in water trapped in the Pitch Lake in Trinidad. This may be the same case for Titan. Next off is Venus, our solar system's second closest planet to the Sun. Due to the extremely high pressures and temperatures on Venus, almost its entire surface is completely uninhabitable. Although high in the atmosphere, the temperatures would be just tolerable enough to survive. Sulfur dioxide and carbon monoxide may support microbial life. Next up is a personal favorite of mine, and that's Europa. Europa is a moon of Jupiter, and has a liquid ocean underneath a several kilometer thick layer of ice. Friction created from the gravity of Jupiter keeps the water itself liquid. Volcanic vents exist under the water, on the surface of the moon, where bacterial life may reside, similarly to Earth. It would be possible to get a probe through the crust, as the ice is thinner in some places than others. Built-up pressure sends water flying into the atmosphere, and probes would be able to do a flyby, picking up water samples and searching for amino acids, the building blocks of life. The cost of doing so would be less than $2 billion, not much compared to other government expenses, and Europa is one of the highest in priority to have explored, deemed by the National Research Council. This planet is a topic of both awe and film in society, and is our fourth planet from the Sun. That planet is Mars. The planet is likely to have had its own life billions of years ago, although now most of its water is locked in polar ice caps. A thin atmosphere allows in deadly radiation, and scientists believe that the planet may have had its own flowing water before it was lost to space. On top of that, ocean could have covered 19% of its surface at one point, and nowadays, underground water sources may still shield life from the deadly radiation. Martian meteorites that have made their way to Earth from the planet have been found to have their own ingredients for life, formed there. There's occasional precipitation on the planet's surface as well. In 2020, a mission is planned to bring back samples, although a large concern is not bringing Earth microbes to Mars. The cost of cleansing all organisms from equipment sent to Mars is very expensive. This moon was not expected to be anything special, but recently, it surprised scientists. Uniceladus orbits Saturn, and has an icy shell just like Europa. The ice would be up to 40 kilometers thick in most places. Molecular hydrogen was recently detected by the Cassini spacecraft on a flyby, coming from the moon's surface, meaning it is more geologically active than previously thought. Molecular hydrogen directly shows that it can support life, and it may have single-cell organisms near the hydrothermal vents that appear at the bottom of its oceans. Lastly, I wanted to leave you with a few tidbits about a creature I've done some research on and have found to be quite interesting. Water bears, also known as tardigrades, are able to survive in the vacuum of space. They were taken up there for research, and they even laid eggs in space that had healthy young later when they came back to Earth. Water bears have more foreign DNA than any other species, 17.5% foreign, where most have less than 1%. I'd also like to leave you with this. If life started independently anywhere other than Earth, it would mean billions of other worlds and moons would have life, no matter how small the life may be. Thank you for giving your time to listen, and this has been All the Science. If you'd like to, you can contact us at allthisscience@gmail.com or on Twitter at allthisscience.